All right. Now, I listened to a portion of this broadcast and I couldn't listen to any more. Sometimes you'll hear Tariq say that he's going to have a teaching moment. I mean, this is often. He'll say, he'll debate with someone, he'll let them ramble on, then he'll respond to them, and he'll say that he allowed them to talk because he wanted to make this a teaching moment for the listeners, for the family. But this was not a teaching moment. This was not a teaching moment. And I'm not trying to beat up on Tariq. I would rather hear him be familiar with the statistics and respond properly rather than deflect. Now, I want you to listen to this. Listen to what this lady says.
Hi, yeah. Hi. Thanks for bringing me up. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Listen, I am totally on board with everything you guys say if you guys would just stop being 13% who commit 60% of the crime. Otherwise, I'm totally on board with all this.
Now, that was a lie. As I've shown several times, we are not responsible for 60% of the crimes. We are not responsible for even 50. We are responsible for around 40% of crimes. Do I have to show you again the crime statistics? I've shown them several times. Haven't I? Now, someone in the chat says we be on Tariq's nuts. No. Let me tell you, any podcaster who gets a bunch of views and runs from statistics and don't know statistics, I'm calling them out. Listen to this. Let's continue.
Oh, so why do you think we commit all that crime, man? What is that about? Why what's wrong with us? Why do you think we create these crimes?
I mean,
he is now deflecting. I've heard him do this several times. He is now about to deflect to economic deprivation, which means he is doing what? Accepting the stats that she threw out. I don't want young people to do that. You want young black people to just hear white folks say this and accept it and deflect and ask, well, why do you think black people commit 60% of the crimes and only 13% of the population? That's foolish. You setting the young people up to be owned. If young people regurgitate this talking point, it's going to justify an inferior IQ, an inferior intelligence. Let me ask you something else. How many times have y'all heard Tariq deal with statistics? I've never heard him. I've never heard him mention or deal or regurgitate statistics at all. Yet that is all these white supremacists do. That's the game that they play. Don't run from it. Don't deflect from it. Study the statistics and respond. He is once again deflecting to economic deprivation, and that is not the reason for the crime that we commit. Because we committed less crime when we were far poorer.
Crime, man. What is that about? Why what's wrong with us? Why do you think we create these crimes?
I mean,
you see, he's saying, what's wrong with us? Do you think it's our brain? He's trying to segue into, hey, it's economic deprivation, which means now let's listen to this.
I mean, there are a lot of reasons, and I don't.
Like what? Give us one, sweetie. Go ahead.
I mean, genetically, you guys are more inclined to be more aggressive, low impulse type. That's just the genetic reasons. We could get into we could get
so let's stay with the genetics, because that I've heard something like that before. Is it something in the brain? What specifically is it about the genetic? What's the gene that creates the violence, ma'am?
Smooth legal cannabis.
Wait a minute. Because he is about to agree with her. Listen to this.
Let me clarify, actually. I want to say, first of all, a lot of people would say, well, that's racist. Listen, I don't think there's anything.
Daisy, let's slow down. Slow down. Let's slow down. All right, slow down, because you're trying to jump all over the place. I'm not even disagreeing with you, ma'am.
Did you hear that? I'm not even disagreeing with you? Why not? She just told a lie. You should be disagreeing with her. What the hell? What the hell? I'm not even disagreeing with you. It sounds like Tariq doesn't even research statistics. Like, bro, are you afraid of statistics? Again, I'm not beating up on him. I want him to be better at debating. Listen, Tariq debates more white supremacists than anybody else on the internet. Prove me wrong. He is on the phone going back and forth with more white supremacists and racists than anybody on the internet. So if there is anybody I would like to see know the real statistics, it's him. He goes back and forth with more white supremacists than you and gets more views than you, than me. I'm just a tiny channel off in a dark corner trying to offer him some statistics, some help. This broad got up there and said we commit 60% of crimes. I have heard several other white supremacists get on here and say that, and he does the same thing every single time. He deflects and tries to steer the conversation into economic deprivation and say that that's why we commit the majority of the crime. He just said, I don't disagree with you. That sounds like ignorance to me. He's making us sound slow. If all of these redneck and trailer park white supremacists are familiar with the statistics, why can't Tariq be? I know it's wrong to paint an entire group based on one person, but Tariq is projected as an educated person. He's made educational documentaries that are shown in universities. He's supposed to be familiar with these statistics. This sounds like ignorance to me. It's like, are you slow? Come on, Tariq. I know you're not slow, Tariq. Are you afraid to actually examine the statistics? There's no reason why you should be. They commit 60% of crimes. That percentage that she gave is actually almost accurate. But for them, they commit about 60% of crimes. She said crimes, not homicide, crimes. And that's what they keep saying. Tariq, you gotta snap out of it, bruh. Get familiar with these damn statistics, man. Stop making us sound like fools out here. We don't commit no 60% of crimes. Stop giving them that. Lord. I don't want to hear he has called him a lie on this. He has never spit out the real statistics. Show me the video. Share the link in the chat room right now of the video where he laid out the same statistics that I lay out. Please share the video. I've never heard Tariq point out that they are responsible for 60% of crimes, because if he did, he would own them every time. I've heard several of his callers say that, and he deflects to the same talking point each and every time. He says, why do you think they do that? Don't tell me. I'm an avid listener of his podcast. Know what I'm talking about? Each and every time he says, why do you think it's like that? Why do you think we commit all this crime? He is trying to steer the conversation and say, hey, it's economic deprivation. Give us the reparations. And then he points out the Irish, how they were economically deprived and involved in more crime. And say, see, when you're poor, you commit more crimes. Stop with that. We are not Irish. We ain't none of these other groups. Why do I say that? Because when we were poor, we committed less crime. I'm trying to keep black men on their toes. I don't know what you're trying to do. We got to do away with this old-fashioned ignorance, emotional talk. Be scared of these white supremacists talking points. Don't deflect from these white supremacists. Meet them head on, because they don't know what they're talking about. They're the ones who's actually slow. That makes you look afraid to deal with them. Listen.
Just slow down. Let's just stick to a topic, though. I would like, if you say something and I ask you to elaborate, just don't go jump to another topic. Just stick with your topic. I'm not disagreeing with you. You might be onto something, Daisy. By the way, Daisy, where you from, by the way, man? Where you from?
I am from the South.
Right. I kind of hear Midwestern accent.
No, I'm
sound
from the Deep South, but I have a Canadian history family-wise. Yes,
right.
So I'm from the Deep South.
That. Okay, but you have. What part of Europe did your family come from?
Well, I'm only half white, or like 60% white. They came from England, France, that area. The rest of mine is Native American.
Oh Lord. Oh God. Okay. Well, are you chair? You
Now. Do you see where this conversation is going? He is steering the conversation to what's your background. You're afraid to admit you're ashamed of your lineage. He has completely deflected from that statistic that she spewed out. Now, if this is the person who gives teaching moments, what is that going to set young people up for? Embarrassment. That means that every time, because there are young people who look up to him. That's just what it is. It ain't about being on Tariq's nuts. It's about acknowledging his influence. He interacts with far more white supremacists than anybody else on the internet. And he has more influence than you and me. He has more influence than several mainstream figures who have larger followings than him. Like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk had millions of followers. But he did not have the grassroots following that Tariq had. He did not. I think y'all need to start showing some respect to Tariq's influence. And if you are highly influential in the black community and you are known for putting out educational documentaries and you get on Twitter Spaces every day and he has the largest crowds on Twitter Spaces, I want you to know the truth. When these white supremacists and they flock to his Twitter Spaces and they call in all the time, you've had you had several prominent white supremacists call up to his Twitter Space. Okay, if you have that much influence, I want you to know the facts. And that's why I'm making this video. It ain't to beat up on the man. I'm trying to empower him. I want to hear him shut this nonsense down every time it comes up. We do not commit 60% of the crimes. Learn the statistics. Stop running from them. Stop deflecting.
Cherokee is
No.
Cherokee.
More along the lines of Aztec, Mexican, Indian.
Oh, so you're Hispanic?
No, because Hispanic, if you look at that implies like Spaniard. I have 0% Spaniard. I'm just Native American from
Okay,
Central.
when you're talking, okay, yeah, Central America, that's Spanish.
No,
ma'am.
it's not. No, because Hispanic implies that the natives mixed with the Spaniards who invaded. My family genetically doesn't have any Spaniard in us. We don't speak Spanish either. We speak a local dialect.
Now, let me spare you the babble. This discussion is about to segue into her Mexican background. He has successfully deflected from this talking point that white supremacists bring up all the time. In fact, Tariq is so influential, he has had FBI agents visit his home. He has had agents call up to his Twitter spaces. Tell me I'm lying. He gets called out by prominent media figures, especially during times of election. Yeah, I want a black man like that to be empowered with the facts, with the truth. Don't make us look like criminals. If we're not criminals, if we're not responsible for 60% of crimes, I want to see you point that out. There's a certain level, there are expectations placed upon you when you reach a certain level of prominence. He has reached that level. So when he is in error, he should expect his followers, his listeners, to fill him in on it. Ain't got nothing to do with being on nobody's nuts. And I share information for the same purpose, to empower black people with the truth so that you can shut this nonsense down. This is their number one talking point. Do you not understand that? Are you slow? Whenever they want to get one up on black people, they bring up the statistics. And I've been stressing video after video that they are lying about the statistics. That is crucial information to get out in the public. I'm confused. I don't know why so many people are unaware of the facts. It's almost as if they instantly get afraid when they hear white people spew out statistics. They're like, uh-oh, here's another white supremacist getting intellectual on me. Let me change the subject and let me blame economic deprivation. See, that's why we commit more crime, Becky. That's why, Brad. So you're going to give them that? You're going to just allow them to continue to spew that lie? She told two lies, actually. One, that we were 13% of the population. Two, that we commit 60% of the crimes. Two lies. What are you talking about? So fingers crossed. Let's start putting an end to this nonsense. Tariq, go to the FBI's website. The FBI's website. And look at the crimes. They have listed all crimes, all different types of crimes. Laid it out, and they've separated it by race. They've done all the work for us. And do you see how many categories of crime is on your screen? Let me see this. Look at that. Look at all these categories of crime. White Americans lead in all but two. In those two where blacks lead, we do not lead every year. And we don't lead by a significant margin. One of them is right here, red rum. Red rum. Look at the difference. $36.50 for whites, $4,078 for blacks. And understand, I've shown stats from different years where whites lead in red rum. Another category where this website indicates where we lead is robbery. Right here. 25,000 compared to 29,000. All of the rest, white people lead. You don't think that's significant? You don't think it's important to point this out when these white supremacists say exactly what she said, that we lead in 60% of the crimes? Please. You're promoting a half-ass debating skills. So fingers crossed, like I said before, hopefully somebody reaches out to him and informs him on, we got facts on our side. We got the statistics on our side. There's no need to continue to deflect into economic deprivation. And really what that is a deflection into how we're mistreated. It's an attempt to send them down a guilt trip, to guilt shame them. And we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Because when you point out that they are wrong as far as the statistics, what that does is exposes their lack of intelligence. It makes them look extremely bad when you point out the fact that they are lying. And that is what I want to hear being done. And I'll leave it there.